Well, hello, friends. I'm Angel Tuccy, your media exposure specialist. Super excited to have you joining us here today. I'm going to teach you how to leverage the power of media, how to get more exposure, publicity for your business, your book, or your brand using a very proven system that I have been teaching across the country for the last 10 years. Actually, across the country, traveling for the last 3 years. But I have been in broadcasting now for 12 years, knowing the insider secrets of what it takes to get booked on TV, radio, magazines, podcasts, what I call getting in front of OPA, leveraging the power of other people's audiences in order to grow your list even faster, make more money, and have more fun. So, welcome. I'm super excited that you are going to be joining us today. The power of media is a game changer for most small businesses. Most of us are out there building our business one person at a time. And so I want you to write this down. No more onesies, right? No more onesies, no more building your business one at a time. Of course, if you want to build a $1 million business, get into the 2 comma club, you have to learn to automate and to scale, right? You've got, or to, in order to scale your business, you've got to automate, delegate, and exposurate. Like those are my 3 things: automate, delegate, and exposurate your business in order to get into that 2 comma club. And building your business one person at a time and building it just one, you know, yeah, one business at a time, one new client at a time, discovery calls, one-on-one coffee meetings. That is the dilemma that is keeping most entrepreneurs busy but broke. You're probably familiar with the statistics that most small business owners never hit 6 figures, right? Never even hit $100,000. In fact, 94% of small business owners never break over that 6 figure mark. And it's mostly because there's not enough exposure, not enough customers, right? Which comes from exposure and building their business slowly, one person at a time. So I'm going to teach you today how to leverage the power of media so that you are building your business one to many, not only getting your message out to a bigger audience, but even bringing them in one to many is going to be more fun and more profitable for you and your brand. When you leverage the power of media, you are able to connect with journalists. You'll elevate your credibility even faster and attract more clients, right? How many of us would love to attract instead of chasing after clients, right? All of those one-to-one messages and one-on-one trying to get people on a call with you. When you leverage the power of media, you increase your trust factor because the trust of that host, that program, that platform transfers automatically over to you when you are a guest on somebody else's platform. And when you're interviewed, you don't have to have a speaker presentation. You don't have to have a PowerPoint. You don't have to be an eloquent speaker. You get to just share your brilliance, your intellectual property, your knowledge, your wisdom in a really fun and educational way, interview style. So it allows you to be really comfortable. Most of the time, we're doing it from home, right? You don't usually have to travel, and especially now, we're not traveling. You can do it all from the comfort of your own home without ever leaving your home. I used to wear a sleep mask when I would travel and tell people without ever leaving bed, right? You wake up in the morning, pour yourself a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, and do a media interview. And it is the biggest time saver because you're not at the time, right? Traveling, driving in traffic, looking for parking. In a 20 to 30-minute interview, you can share your knowledge, create a call to action, and use it to build your list. And that's what we really want, right? You need to build your list talking to your person. Because when you've got a fabulous list of followers, then it doesn't matter if it's a business, if it's a book, if it's a product, a new service that you're launching, you have raving fans willing and excited to work with you and excited about the new thing that you are rolling out. So even if you're just starting brand new, don't have a list, don't have even your website all set up yet, you don't have your business model all figured out, like you're still launching, you're still in pre-launch mode, is a great time to leverage the power of media to build your list, to get those opt-ins, to grow your email list, to get those followers on social media. And so, media interviews are a fabulous way. So when you do launch, you have an audience of who is ready to buy your products, your programs, your services, your books, right? If you've been in business for a while and you're ready to scale up, you've been building one-to-one, you've got your systems in place, you've got your formula, you know what those hot buttons are and how you serve your clients. This is also a great time to leverage the power of media so that you can grow even faster. And then once you've got all that back end ready to go, now you can scale. And in just 2 interviews a week and 1 press release a month, you can maintain that funnel, right? Attracting more leads, getting more people into your sales funnel without spending a lot of money on advertising. So that's the secret recipe is 2 interviews a week and 1 press release a month. Are you ready? I'm super excited to bring this to you. So for 10 years, I was a talk show host out of Denver, Colorado. I hosted a 2-hour business talk show, and in a 2-hour commercial break, we switched studios and I hosted a second 2-hour Christian lifestyle show. So I've been on the insider track of what it really looks like when you pitch to the media, when you pitch for television, for radio, for magazines. What are they looking for and what is the process? And so I bring a really unique perspective to the table. A lot of folks who teach media exposure, they went and got some for themselves, right? And then they're teaching you what they did, and which is super valuable. But I got that insider secret knowledge that I'm going to save you some time, give you some hacks and a little, shortcuts to get there even faster. So I learn it, I do it, I teach it. I've been on the insider for now 12 years. I still host a daily morning show that's digitally streamed and nationally syndicated across 7 digital streaming platforms: Apple TV, Chromecast, Roku, and more. I've hosted, last year we did 200 episodes of the Angel and Tina Morning Show. And I'm launching a brand new TV show called Dynamic Duo, interviewing power teams and power couples on what it really takes in business and life to be that dynamic duo. So I have the platforms. Not only do we teach on how to get media exposure, but then we also provide the platforms to help you maintain that 2+1 scenario. Think about this: 2 interviews a week puts you in front of 100 new audiences without chasing, without these one-on-one emails and text messages and could you, would you, right? But actually getting your story out and in front of an audience. I said you could, that transfer of trust, right? That comes from being a guest on somebody else's platform. But also, you get to connect more deeply with your audience when you are an interviewed guest, right? Your voice brings people in, draws them into getting to know you even better. And we all know that people do business with people they know, like, and trust. So that power of your voice and the credibility that happens by being a guest on somebody else's show and leveraging that power of one to many, attracting more clients, you can actually shorten your sales cycle by about 60%. That's 60%. I'm a 12-time published author. I teach the power of leveraging being a published author and how valuable that is to getting booked on media, because media attracts media and stages attract stages. And if you want to be known as that go-to expert, having a book and being a published author is the quickest way to get there. And we also have a media mastery boot camp that we host 3 times a year to teach you everything that you need to know to go and build up this brand and this credibility to get booked on stages even faster. So we've been doing this for many, many years, have lots of great results, but mostly we just have a whole lot of fun, right? I get to be the bearer of good news. I get to share your good news with the world and make sure that the world notices what you are doing in a really fun and productive and results-oriented way. Okay, so how do we get started on leveraging the power of media? Well, the very first thing is you've got to focus on one thing. Position yourself as a content expert on one topic. This should be really good news for you. If you think about this, if I was to hand you a microphone and say, without any preparation, without any warning, what could you speak passionately about for about 20 minutes? This is probably the thing that people are asking to pick your brain about. The topic that you talk about on social media all day long in these conversations with your prospects and your leads and your clients. This is what you are most known for. You don't have to have multiple topics. You pick your lane, that number one thing that you are an expert on, that people are coming to you, and we stay in that space. So focus on one thing. And so when I ask you, what is your expert topic? What do you speak on? And I want you to write that down, because we're going to teach you then how to go and find the media opportunities and the journalists for that one topic. So, no more onesies, right? We're going to build our business one to many. We're going to leverage the 2+1 recipe, 2 interviews a week, puts us in front of 100 new audiences, one press release a month, gives us those national media outlets, connects us to journalists, and puts us in front of thousands of media news desks. So number one is to position ourselves as that expert. We're going to focus on one key topic. So what is it that you speak on? What is your area of expertise? And I need you to write that down, because we're going to use that in an exercise in just a minute. And so get that expertise written down. And there's the thing is, you're probably giving this away for free all day long anyways right now, right? This is how most small business owners, they feel at the end of the day, like, I give and I talk and I share, but I'm not making any money, right? Because you're giving it away one person at a time. When you're speaking and leveraging media, you're now building that one to many, getting that exposure. And at the end of the day, you don't feel like you've been used, right? You don't feel taken advantage of. You feel more valued because it was shared on a media platform and on a stage, and you're not doing it one person at a time. In fact, by the time they get on your phone and you're on a phone call with them, you've got a pretty qualified lead, and in most cases you're spending more time with buyers instead of tire kickers and people that are sitting on the fence. So number one, focus on one thing. Number two, we're going to leverage the power of media to build your list. So this isn't an infomercial or a sales pitch. When you're being interviewed, you haven't paid for this. You haven't paid for advertising. You're being brought on as that content expert to give value, to give education tips. So what are the top 3 things that you are going to share with your audience? So I'm the expert in, and these are the top 3 results that they get, right? These are the top 3 things that I'm going to share. And so what are the juiciest nuggets that you can drop and say, this is going to give you results? Because followers become customers when they get results. So I am the expert in, and these are the top 3 things that you're going to get, right? These are the results. These are my talking points. And we're going to leverage those into this media pitch. I'm going to teach you how to connect, find journalists, and how to put that into a media pitch right before the end of this workshop. So you've got your top 3 things, right? And we're going to leverage that to build our list. The next part about leveraging that to build our list is the call to action. How do we get people to take action? If it's not a sales pitch, what is it that we're going to send them to go and do? The easiest one is to give them something for free. Right? I have a free gift. I have a checklist, a template, a script, a calendar, social media calendar for the month, templates for writing your press release, scripts for sending emails, anything that you can, that they're already asking you for. So what is the number one thing that people are asking you now? Angel, how do I get booked on media? I'm so glad you asked. I've put together a complimentary guide. Let me email that to you. What's the best email address? So now I'm getting their email. Or I can say, better yet, here's the link, go and opt in, and I'll send it to you, right? Text the word angel to 26786, right? Text the word angel to 26786, and you're going to get my media starter kit, right? You're going to get a quick guide for how to get booked into the media. When you have a quick and easy call to action like that, when you're being interviewed, right, instead of, well, you can email me, you can follow me on social, I've got this, I've got that. No, give them something to do. Give them something in exchange for their contact information. We're using this to build your list. What's the best thing to give is the thing that they're asking you for. And instead of spending all of your time answering their question, remember, we need to scale, right? So we're going to automate, delegate, exposure rate. Now we're going to send them our freebie. That gets them in our funnel, right? That gets our contact information. Now we can follow up with them. We can continue to add value, put them and allow them to nurture in our pond until they are ready to become buyers, right? Ready to become clients. So your call to action needs to be one clear way into your sales funnel. and your call to action never changes. So you don't have to have, I remember, focus on one thing. I am the expert in. These are the 3 results you get, right? That I'm going to share. And then here's my free gift. Do you see how this is all starting to like build in and play together to set you up as a content expert, to set you up for your media interviews, and to leverage that to build your list, to get people into your sales funnel. So, expert topic, top 3 things. Now you've got a very clear call to action. So now, how do we find media? What do we do with all of this information? You have your expert topic. When you go in, when you leverage the power of Google to find media, right? I know we all use Google, right? I'm going to teach you how to use Google to find your journalist. So when you search in and you pull up your Google search, and you're going to search something, I'm going to type in my expertise. So actually, I'm going to say, I don't know, eliminate sugar from diet, right? So if I'm an expert in helping you to eliminate sugar from your diet, like that's a pretty clear expertise. So like eliminate sugar from your diet. So you type in into your Google search what you are an expert on. Now there's a little sub bar when you get in here, right? That says images, shopping, videos. There's one that says news. Click on that, because you don't want every blog, every article. You really only want to connect with media, right? You want to connect with journalists that are covering your topic. I now have an instant media database of journalists who are covering my topic that I can reach out to and connect with you to directly and immediately for any of these. So Healthline, health.com, Vogue. How would you like to have an article or be quoted in Vogue? There's just like this whole long list of instant media database, and you can click on any one of those and find the journalist who wrote that article. So here I've got Vogue, because I think that would be really cool. So elimination diets help you determine which foods your body can't tolerate well. So they've asked the experts for tips. So they've actually asked people for their tips, which means you could have been quoted in a Vogue article just by connecting with this journalist. This journalist is, who wrote this? Let me see if I can find who the actual journalist is. Aparana Gupta. Aparana Gupta. And this was actually just released today. This is just like instant. If I look at, 5 hours ago, 2 hours ago, 5 days ago, 1 day ago, 22 hours ago, right? 23 hours ago. These are current events. These are journalists that right now, top of mind, are talking about what you are talking about. And you can send them an email directly. When you click through to the journalist, it'll usually give you their social media handles. Follow them on social media, like, comment, add value. They always want to see that somebody else has read their article so that your name is now familiar. They recognize it. So always leave a comment, right? Great stuff. This is exactly what I talk about, right? I agree with this. I don't agree with this. Right? This is all like super valuable, right? You can share their post on your social media sites, which adds value because you can put your comments into it, even though you didn't even write the article. And you can connect with that journalist directly, telling them, hey, my name's Angel Tuccy. I happen to be an expert on helping people reduce sugar from their diet. I cover these top 3 things, and I'd love to be a contributor. I'm available for quotes and interviews, and this is how you contact me. Did you follow all that? Right? You're just introducing yourself. Like, I'd love to be added value, a content expert for any future articles that you are doing, letting them get to know you. Right? You're not pushing, you should interview me, you should buy my book, you should, right, have me on your show. We always delete the you shoulds, right? But hey, I just wanted you to introduce myself to you as a content resource for a future project. Now you've introduced yourself, right? You've added value. They know your name. We're going to add them into our media database. We're building our media database just like we build a customer database, a prospect database. We're also building our media database so that we can send our press release. Remember, 2 interviews a week. one press release a month, we're sending our press release directly to our media contacts. So you now have your instant media database. You have your media pitch, right? That you have, I'm the expert on, my 3 talking points. Here's my call to action that I'm going to use in an interview and what I'm going to give away to your guest. You have an instant way to connect with them. And so now the third piece is to alert the press, right? You've got news. If I was to ask you, what's new? What's new in your business? Right? I've launched a book, I've launched a course, I'm building, right, a new business. I'm speaking on stages. I'm speaking at certain events. I'm aligning with this nonprofit. I hit this milestone. I had this breakthrough. Every single month, you have something that's new and exciting that is happening in your business, but you're not telling the news, right? You're not reaching out to journalists. The way that you reach out to them is with a press release. A press release a month puts you in front of thousands of media journalists, right? In front of on thousands of media news desks. It tells your story. It controls the narrative. It gives you publicity. And because your news press releases, when you distribute them to your local news stations, your local news station is part of a major media broadcast. NBC, CBS, Fox, right? They are on those major media outlets. So when your story gets picked up, guess what? You get to now say as featured on and leverage those logos in all of your marketing and branding. Again, elevating the credibility, building that trust factor, attracting more leads. You get to put your call to action in this press release, and it improves all of your search engine optimization. You can distribute it through an AP wire, or you can send it directly to your media contacts that you have built your media, into your media database. We put our press releases out to the AP wire, which is a subscription that most entrepreneurs or that most journalists leverage. And when I was in radio, we would get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I was the host of the 5 a.m. show, go into the station every morning, and we would scour through the press releases. Right? Where does major media network get their news? From their regional affiliates. The regional affiliates from their local stations, and the local stations get their news from press releases. Right? So your press release is a valuable way to connect with the media. Every local news station, your local news station, has on their website a place that you can submit your press release directly to them. So write up a press release every month with your brand new headline, right? Extra, read all about it. My company did this. And so you can put that out and send that directly to your local news station. They are always looking for human interest stories and fresh new content and community news. That's why they have a place on their website looking for these press releases. They want your stories. There's an unlimited number of places that are opportunities for you to get media exposure, building your business one to many using the power of media. Visibility is the key to success, right? Your exposure, your revenue is directly tied to your exposure. If you're not making enough money, it's because not enough people have heard of you. They're not seeing your story on a regular basis. So when you leverage the power of OPA, other people's audiences, 2 interviews a week, 1 press release a month, you create this ongoing consistency. Now, we talked a little bit about publishing your book. If you become a published author, we can now monetize this even faster. We have a whole new revenue stream of monetizing your business, and putting more, creating more revenue, and whole nother revenue stream for you. We teach all of this in our Media Mastery Bootcamp. How to position yourself, like what is that expert topic that the media is looking for, how to find the right media contacts, how to become a published author in 90 days of what I call your food book. It's the book that puts food on the table. 2 interviews a week. If you sold 25 copies, that's 200 books a month. That's $5,000 in sales just through leveraging the power of a published book. And for most small business owners, like an extra $5,000 is a game changer. It totally changed your business. You can invest in inventory, invest in coaching, invest in programs, pay off some bills. Like there's so much that an extra $5,000 could do for you. So we want to help you get that book published in the next 90 days. and then put together your powerful media strategy, leveraging the power of press releases and publicity all through our Media Mastery Bootcamp. So I encourage you to check that out. But today, you can get a complimentary media starter kit at my website, makeyourbigimpact.com. That's makeyourbigimpact.com. Press release templates, 52 press release ideas, guaranteed media contacts that you can get started with right now, all for free, all complimentary to help you get started. We also have a press release subscription service where we will write and distribute your press release for you every single month, consistently creating that publicity for you, your business, your book, and your brand. All there at makeyourbigimpact.com. So your homework is to come up with your expert title, your top 3 talking points that you are going to give away, and now go and research and start to build up your media database. And let's put together a press release and let's create some instant guaranteed media exposure for you. Again, I'm Angel Tuccy. I am your media exposure specialist. Super excited to be serving you today and super proud to be a part of this event. So thanks for joining me.